to the value of sterling against a basket of other major currencies, weighted according to their importance in UK trade. And you see I've marked the period in the years before and the years after the vote to leave the EU. Now, I hope you can sort of get two takeaways from this straight away. One is that the fall in 2016, which actually, by the way, began in 2015, actually did little more than reverse the increase in the value of sterling between 2013 and about 2015. And also in the bigger scheme of things, it's nothing remarkable. If you look at this chart too, it's not as if sterling had been a sort of a safe haven currency, rock solid for decades. In fact, it had been in long-term decline for about 50 years. If I move on to a possible alternative explanation for why sterling fell, I'm not, of course, saying that the result of the referendum didn't have any impact on the timing or the extent of the fall in 2016. I mean, clearly, sterling tanked the day after the vote came through. Instead, my counterfactual is that it probably would have fallen anyway, to some degree, perhaps over a longer time horizon. And to illustrate that, this chart shows what's happened to the UK's current account balance over this period. And that basically is the sum of trade in goods and services and various investment flows, like the money that we're earning on income, on interest, or paying in interest and dividends and so on. And you can see, again, I think two key points from this. One is that there had been a very large deficit accumulating ahead of about 2015. So before the referendum, the UK's current account deficit hit about 7% of GDP or national income. That's a really big number. And it would suggest that sterling at that point was significantly overvalued and due for a fall. And the second point, indeed, lots of people were saying that at the time, including people like the IMF, arguing that sterling was probably one of the most overvalued of the major currencies. So if it hadn't been Brexit that triggered the fall, it may well have been something else.